Patent pending learning tech, you and dad. The school system is failing most kids, and almost nobody is talking about it. Before you dive into this, I want you to know what you're getting yourself into. This mini mentor series is not for everybody. It's designed for kids and parents who want to dramatically improve their life and their chances for success. If you're happy with where you are, and you think the current education system is totally nailing it, then honestly, this is not for you. Here we build confident, capable leaders. We teach the life skills most schools never touch. This is the JakeyMac Smart Fast Mini Mentor Series, and what you're about to hear is your audiobook-style preview of what we're building together. If that sounds like your kind of thing, let's go. If I were you, I would want to know one thing before you listen to anything on this channel or this series. Who is this kid? And why should I trust him to mentor me or my child? So let's talk about that. Hey, I'm JakeyMac. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a perfect kid. I'm a teen who has felt anxiety, pressure, friend drama, and school stress just like you. I've had nights where my brain would not shut up. I've had games where I felt like one mistake ruined everything. I've watched my friends go through stuff that, honestly, most adults don't even see. I'm not talking at you from some perfect finish line. I'm in the middle of it too. That's exactly why I built this. I built it for you. I built it for you because you need it. The world is coming at you fast. Here's something that always bothered me. School is still mostly built around memorization and tests. But that's old school. We don't learn like that anymore because of the speed that AI is advancing the world today. Around 63% of the jobs my generation will apply for don't even exist yet. We're being trained for a world that's already changed, with tools that were designed for the past. We are not getting the real-life skills we actually need to succeed: how to handle anxiety and overthinking, how to focus in a world full of screens, how to deal with friends, drama, and peer pressure, how to build self-confidence, money skills, and a life we are proud of. So I realized something. If school is not going to teach us this, I need to help by creating a new way to learn. With the help of my dad, I started designing my own learning systems. We created patent-pending learning technologies like this: mirrored learning. This is where I talk teen to teen, and a mom mentor talks parent to parent, so both sides finally understand each other's perspective. Mirrored learning just means we learn the same idea from two angles so nobody feels left out or misunderstood. Sticky words. Whenever we hit a word that might trip you up, we stop there, define it in simple language, use it in a sentence, and connect it to a real-life scenario so your brain never gets left behind. Sticky words are words that now stick in your brain instead of slipping away. Smart Fast Learning Tech. Small action by SMS text done fast that fit our real teen life so you can actually use them, not just hear them once and forget. Smart Fast just means smart moves, done quickly, that actually work for you in real life. We took everything I was struggling with, combined it with my dad's experience, and a ton of research, and turned it into gamified audiobooks, short mentor sessions, and tools you can use while you live your life. I don't believe learning should be stare at a screen, memorize, take a test, then forget it a week later. I believe learning should be listen, try one small move so you know it, anchor it with sticky words, level up, repeat. And I'm not just talking about change from my bedroom. I'm also the USA's youth delegate for Youth for Human Rights International. In the summer of 2025, I stood at the United Nations in New York City and spoke to embassy delegates from 136 countries about kids, human rights, and how we kids will change the world and our future. I was scared. My hands were shaking. But I did it anyway. So when I talk about learning, fear, and growth, I'm not just guessing. I am taking my own shot at it too, on real stages, with real adults watching, trying to make the world better for people our age. And here's the crazy part. This is only the beginning. We have a lot more amazing solutions behind the curtain. More gamified audiobooks, more smart fast learning systems, more ways to learn life skills for sports, school, money, friendships, dating, and the future. But I don't want to throw all of that at you at once. I want you to start here first. Start with the Smart Fast Mini Mentor Series episodes you see on this channel and in this audiobook preview. They're like short, powerful audiobook sessions you can just listen to on the bus, before bed, walking the dog, whatever. My goal is to get you off screens and not sitting in a classroom. Let's get outside, move, learn cool things, and try it on friends. I'm talking, just hit play and look away. If you listen to a few episodes and you feel like,
I get you.
the tools actually help, this is making your life a little better, then later, you can go deeper. You can buy the super incredible gamified audiobooks, jump on the leaderboard, and join my Discord to connect with other kids who are working on improving themselves too. But I'm not asking you to buy any of that first. First, let's get to know each other. If I were you, I would want to know if I'm a trusted mentor and guide who has a solid plan to help you succeed in life. That's fair. So here's my promise to you. I will always tell you the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. I will always talk to you like a real person, not a project. I will never shame you for what you're going through, and I will never pretend your whole life can be fixed in 5 minutes. I love helping you succeed. It's my mission in life. I want to help you avoid some of life's biggest mistakes, so your life is not just okay, it's actually great instead. My story, everything you wanted to know about me. A JakeyMac mini mentor audiobook episode for tweens, teens, and their parents. My childhood was a science experiment. Yeah, you heard that right. Not a normal childhood. Not go to daycare, eat goldfish crackers, try not to lick the floor kind of childhood. I was born on a tiny strip of land called Treasure Island, Florida. Picture this: ocean on both sides, white sand beaches, warm water from the Gulf of Mexico that feels like a giant heated pool. While some kids were learning how to roll over, I was learning how to swim and scroll. My dad, Jim, did something most parents don't even consider. Just before I was born, he built his life like a custom video game map. He was a tech company owner, real estate investor with rental homes, sold his business, and then he kind of retired. Not because he wanted to sit in a chair and play golf all day. He retired for one reason: to spend almost every single day of my childhood with me. Brace up, a sticky word is coming your way. Lifestyle by design. A designed life is when you don't just let life happen to you. You plan it like a game level so it fits who you are and what matters most. My dad designed his life so he could design mine with me. That's the experiment I was born into.
If you're a mom or dad listening, press pause on the wow, must be nice voice for a second. I want you to hear the deeper thing. Jake's dad didn't just have money, he had intentionality. He asked, what kind of dad do I want to be? What kind of childhood do I want my kid to remember? Most of us were never told we could design that lifestyle on purpose. And kids, if you're listening, here's the secret. You can design pieces of your life too, even if your parents are crazy busy, exhausted, or just trying to keep the lights on.
On Treasure Island, my classroom was the beach. My hallway was the boardwalk. My playground was our pool and the Gulf of Mexico across the street. I learned to swim at 6 months old, not float with floaties. Actually, swim. I learned to rollerblade, roller skate, and ride a bike by 2. If it had wheels, I wanted on it. If it moved fast, I wanted to go faster. And there was this magic rectangle that changed everything: the iPad. By 7 months old, I was totally fluent on the iPad, not just smashing buttons randomly, actually using it. I could find all my favorites: Mickey Mouse, Paw Patrol, Dora the Explorer. My dad was blown away, saying, how can he do that? He can't spell. Another sticky word is coming your way: smart fast learning. Smart fast learning is learning in short, fun bursts using our patent pending techniques so it sticks in your brain, like when you learn more from a 5-minute YouTube video than from an hour of boring school lectures. My dad used the iPad with me like a smart fast learning machine. Short videos, interactive learning games, word games, building games, colorful puzzles. While other babies were chewing on remotes, I was learning how the world worked with my thumbs. And that's where the villain started watching. He doesn't show up yet, but he noticed me. We'll talk about him soon.
Parents, you might be thinking, wait, isn't too much iPad bad? Here's the truth: screens themselves aren't the villain. The villain is when screens use our kids instead of our kids using the screens.
In my situation, the iPad taught me how to talk, listen, walk, think, and solve problems.
And oh, and that villain? He's coming. You're going to recognize him.
On rainy days, when the beach was closed and the sky turned gray, my dad and I had a different kind of Disney World. No ticket required. Chapter 2. We turned a local sports authority store into my Disney World. Every time it rained on Treasure Island, we didn't complain. We celebrated. My dad would say, "Rain out day." That meant one thing: we were going to the sports store. Imagine walking into a giant building full of bats, balls, gloves, helmets, bikes, hockey sticks, pads, rollerblades, footballs, basketballs. Most people walk through, grab what they need, and leave. We did not do that. We treated it like our free theme park. We tried and learned everything in the entire store. The employees watched with amazement and never stopped us. They would say to others who were like, "What? Wait, what are these guys doing?" The employees would tell them, "No worries, that's just JakeyMac and his dad." For 2 to 3 hours, we would move through the aisles like it was a ride. I'd try baseball bats, test gloves, shoot hoops on the little demo goals, test rollerblades, skateboards, ramps, shoot mini soccer balls. To us, that store wasn't a store, it was a sports training ground, a sports focused play lab. Wait a moment, we've got a sticky word: play lab. A play lab is any place where you're allowed to experiment, try things, and fail without getting in trouble. The sports store was my play lab. Every rainy day built more coordination, curiosity, and confidence. My dad turned ordinary errands into smart, fast learning sessions. By 2 years old, I went to Disney World. My dad freaked out when I said to him, "Dad, Mickey Mouse is plastic. He's not real." My dad laughed and said, "Calm down, kid. You're ruining the magic." But honestly, the sports store still felt just as magical. That same year, when most toddlers are just learning how not to faceplant, I started playing Little League Baseball. One day we are at the ballpark and a coach came running over. He said they were short one player. I happened to have a red t-shirt on, the same color as the team jersey. He said if they don't get one more player, they will default. I was 2 years old. They put me in. It felt unusually natural to me. While half the other kids were drawing in the dirt, I was throwing guys out at first and hitting missiles of a batting tee. Well, not really. Our first baseman couldn't catch. That's when another part of my story woke up. Sports weren't just something I did. They became part of who I was.
Parents, here's a little smart, fast self assessment. 1. Do you have any play labs in your life right now? Places where you can try, fail, and experiment without being judged? 2. How often do you turn normal places, like stores, parks, or your living room, into learning adventures? 3. Do you usually wait to be told what to do, or do you explore on your own? There's no grade here. It's just awareness. Awareness is power. Awareness is where greatness starts.
Notes, app, action, task 1. If it's safe, grab your phone and open your free Notes app. Title a new note, My Play Labs. Write down at least 3 places you could turn into a play lab. Maybe it's a library, a park, your backyard, a sports store, a music shop. These are places where your next version of you might be hiding.
Kids, your world is full of learning. Sometimes you just need someone to remind you to look. The greatest people on earth tripped on their passion one day. The rest is now history, and they are a part of it. Next, we're going to speed up the clock, because very soon, school tried to slow Jake down, and it didn't work.
Chapter 3. School was too slow for my brain. By 4 years old, I was typing about 25 words per minute. I started school early, at age 3, and after kindergarten, I accelerated into a school for gifted kids. This wasn't because I was better than anyone. It was just that my brain liked to race. Learning comes easy to me. I'm grateful for that. My new school did 1.5 years of curriculum in 1 year. More homework, more projects, more thinking. But even then, my curiosity sprinted ahead. While a lot of people my age were figuring out basic tech, I was already deep into it. At 12 years old, I was taking AI courses at Vanderbilt University. Hold on, there's a sticky word for you. Future skills. Future skills are abilities you learn now that your future self will thank you for, like communication, AI prompt engineering, problem solving, and leadership. I didn't take those AI classes to brag. I took them because I realized something. The future is going to reward kids who know how to learn fast, not just memorize slowly. That's when I came up with faster, better ways that everyone can use to learn. I realized that school never actually teaches us how to learn, but here's the twist no one tells us. You can be smart in school and still feel really lost in life. You can ace tests and still not know who you are, what you want, or how to handle real world problems like money, relationships, communication, teamwork, or emotions. That's where the villain started to get louder. The villain's name? You'll meet him soon. We all know him, yet we wish we didn't.
Parents, this is important. A lot of you are quietly scared that if your kid doesn't crush school, their life is ruined. But Jake's story shows something totally different. School is one track. Life is a much bigger game board. Some kids are like Jake. They need acceleration. Others need a different pace, more support, more space. Some kids have what others say are learning disabilities. Jake found that to be incorrect. They were just never shown they must first learn how to learn. Then everything gets so much easier. What matters is whether they're learning future skills and building confidence, not just memorizing random things, taking tests, and chasing a grade on something they will maybe never use. Jake's brain wasn't the only thing racing, his arm was too. Life has a way of just showing up. As parents, we must pay attention to these moments.
Chapter 4. I threw so hard no one wanted to practice with me. By 5 years old, I could throw a baseball about 52 miles per hour. That's 10-year-old throwing velocity, often faster than a lot of much older kids, and that's where things got complicated. During practice, I accidentally hit a couple of teammates and knocked their teeth out. I didn't mean to. I wasn't trying to be crazy or aggressive. I just had more natural arm power than control. After that, most of the moms didn't want their kids practicing with me. I get it. If I were them, I'd be nervous too. But that painted me into a corner. I was forced to play travel baseball and move up from T-ball to 8U All-Stars. I left all my teammates behind. But here's how it felt from inside my little kid brain. I felt dangerous. Too much. Like my gift was a problem. Incoming. A new sticky word is here. Gift problem. A gift problem is when something you're really good at also causes trouble or stress for you or others. Throwing a baseball became my gift problem. I played travel baseball starting at 6 years old, usually 2 or 3 years above my age level, in AAA Majors level all-star competition. Baseball became not just a game but my training for life. Teamwork, communication, resilience, focus, handling pressure, learning how to fail. In baseball, Hall of Fame hitters strike out 70% of the time. Think about that. You can be an all-star if you succeed 3 out of 10 times you try. In baseball, failure is a daily event. I remember hearing once that people who play competitive sports longer often do better later in life. To me, it wasn't about money, it was about who I was becoming.
Parents, if your child has a gift problem, you might be seeing a kid who talks too much, but is actually a future public speaker or communicator. A kid who argues too much, but is actually a future lawyer or contract negotiator. A kid who takes things apart, ruining stuff, but is actually a future scientist or engineer. The parent's job isn't to shut the gift down, it's to guide it, shape it, and protect other kids while that gift becomes a career skill.
Smart, fast self-assessment. Kids, check in with yourself. 1. Do you have something that adults call you on as too much? 2. Could that too much actually be a gift problem? 3. What would change if you saw it as your future superpower that just needs practice and guidance? No judgment. Just notice. Notes app action task 2. Open a new note titled My Gift Problem. Write one thing you're too much of. One way it helps you. One way you could train it to help others instead of hurt or annoy them.
Remember, every hero in every story has a gift problem. It's part of the arc. Speaking of heroes, Jake's next move wasn't on a baseball field. It happened under a bridge, staring at a problem most people ignore.
Chapter 5. At 5 years old, I tried to solve homelessness. My dad's office was in downtown St. Petersburg, Florida, next to an interstate overpass or bridge. Under that overpass, some homeless men lived, sleeping on cardboard, trying to stay warm and dry when it rained. One day, I looked at them and I just had to. I asked my dad, "Can they stay in our RV tonight so they don't get cold and wet?" My dad didn't laugh. He didn't say, "That's cute." Instead, he asked me a question. "Do you really want to do something about it?" He said, "How about you come up with a more permanent solution?" So I did. One of our tenants in my dad's building was an engineer named Joe. I asked him if he knew how to build houses. He said no, but he had a CAD program that architects use to design them. It's called a CAD system. I said I have that too. We use it at school to make stuff, but I didn't know it makes houses. I opened a program called Kitty CAD and started designing a housing solution built from 5 steel shipping containers. I called it the EEE-Plex. Did you hear that? That means we have a sticky word. EEE-Plex. The EEE-Plex is my name for my portable housing system made from shipping containers that could give homeless people a safe place to sleep, powered by solar and connected by satellite. My design: 340-foot high cube containers with 20 bunks in each container. 60 bunks total. Each bed had a footlocker and a power outlet with USB to charge their phones. Even homeless people have smartphones these days. Remember that because it's important later. Included in my design there were 2 20-foot containers were bathrooms. The whole thing, solar-powered, satellite-ready, able to go anywhere. From above, it looked like a giant letter E. That's why I called it the EEE-Plex. And then, the next day, the world shut down. COVID hit, and we were stuck at home. Most people baked banana bread. We bought shipping containers. My dad and I built the prototypes. At first, I was the pressure washing and painting kid. But over time, I learned about materials, construction, framing, welding, electricity, and how many tiny decisions go into building anything that's real. When we finished, the inside looked as nice as a new house. We had sliding glass doors, air conditioning, hot water, a sink, mini fridge, and microwave. Hurricane-proof steel weighed about 6 to 10,000 pounds each. That was the beginning of me being a little businessman. Not selling toys like Ryan Kaji, solving problems. It got even crazier. When I looked at the EEE-Plex, I told my dad this. You know, this could be a little school too. It could be a pop-up school that could be snapped together almost like Legos. It could be built here in Florida and shipped anywhere in the world. My dad started laughing. I told him it wasn't funny. He said it's not funny. Buddy, it's brilliant. I can't believe I didn't see that myself. That's a great idea. You could build an entire school here, fill it with everything and ship it anywhere. A small village in Africa could literally open a new 100-student school in a few days. Suddenly, I felt a sense of accomplishment, instead of being laughed at and feeling failure.
Parents, here's what most people miss. Kids don't need us to protect them from every problem in the world. They need us to invite them into solving the problems in the world at their level. You don't have to build housing for the homeless, but you can ask your kid, if you could fix one thing, what would it be? Then actually help them brainstorm.
Smart, fast self-assessment. 1. What is one problem in your world that bothers you the most? 2. What is one tiny thing you could do to make that problem a little better? 3. Who could you ask for help? Notes, app, action, task 3. Title, a note. My problem to solve. Write, The problem that bothers me most is one tiny action I could take to help other this month is one person I could ask to help me is solving big problems is intense. But I was still a kid. I loved sports. And like a lot of kids my age, I loved YouTube. Soon those two worlds collided and created my first viral moment and my first really big failure. Chapter 6. My viral YouTube channel quietly died. After the Plex, I wanted to create something closer to my daily obsession baseball. So I started a YouTube channel called Sports Reviews. You know those toy review channels where kids open surprise eggs and show off toys? I wanted to do that too, but with baseball gear, bats, gloves, accessories. If it smelled like pine tar or leather, I wanted to review it. Then something crazy happened. A bat company sent me a brand new bat before it was released to the public. I got it just before I went to Cooperstown for the coolest tournament ever. So I filmed a review, we posted it. That video got over 450,000 views. The bat became so popular that the manufacturer sold out their entire production before it even hit the stores. Sounds like a straight up win, right? Here's the part nobody talks about. I was still a kid. I had school. I had travel baseball. My gifted school pushed 1.5 years of work into 1 year. Filming and editing videos took forever. We didn't have AI tools like we do today. I spent a ton of time trying to learn how to edit videos and create social media sites. I started falling behind in school. My dad looked at the situation and said, "Jake, I love that you're doing this, but school comes first. We have to stop the channel for now." So my viral channel died. Quietly. Not really. It's still there, but nothing's going on right now. It died a silent death. No big announcement, no goodbye video, just a kid who couldn't do everything yet. Incoming. We've got a sticky word. Silent failure. A silent failure is when something ends, not because you weren't good at it, but because life circumstances got in the way. That silent failure hurt, but it also taught me something vital. I needed a better system if I was ever going to build something big and still handle school, sports, and life. I didn't know it yet, but AI was going to be part of that answer.
Parents, if your kid has quit 10 different things already, listen closely. Sometimes quitting is not laziness. Sometimes quitting is wisdom. It might be their schedule, their mental health, or their lack of support. The question isn't, why did you quit? The question is, what did you learn from the thing you quit? And how can we use that next time?
Smart, fast self assessment. 1. Have you ever quit something you cared about because life got too busy? 2. Did you learn anything from that experience? 3. Would you ever try again, but with better support or tools? Notes app action, task 4. New note, my silent failure. Write one project, sport, or hobby you quit. One lesson you learned from it. One way you could restart or use that lesson in a new way.
While YouTube paused, another villain crept closer. Not a person, but a pattern. He doesn't shout, he whispers. His name? The Vidiot.
Oh, I almost forgot to write this in. But when you hear what I have to say, you'd be like, how could you? The vidiot is going to have to wait a few minutes. This is priority. Imagine 15 sugar-crazed 12-year-olds and 0 parents. Imagine this for a second. You're 12 years old, no parents, no bedtime, 15 kids in one bunkhouse, more junk food than a gas station, and 20 baseball fields stretching out in every direction like a dream you never want to wake up from. That's Cooperstown. For a lot of kids, Cooperstown is the first time baseball stops being just a sport and starts feeling like a universe. There are 2 main parks there. The first one is called Dreams Park, and the name is not an exaggeration. 20 fields, 140 teams, hundreds of bunkhouses lined up like little army barracks of baseball, and all of it is just for 12-year-olds. Most kids get to go once, for 1 week, one shot. I got to go when I was 11, and again when I was 12. Best times of my life. Dreams Park. Baseball heaven. Sleep optional. The first time I went, I had never stayed overnight away from my parents for more than a day. Suddenly, I'm in this bunkhouse for a whole week. 15, 12-year-olds. Bunk beds stacked too high, no heat, no air conditioning, just us, our gear, and a ridiculous amount of sugar. Wait a moment, we've got another sticky word. Paradise crazy. Paradise crazy is when something is so fun and exciting that it feels like heaven, but also totally chaotic at the same time. Cooperstown Dreams Park was paradise crazy. Kids were loading up on junk food, chips, candy, sodas, energy drinks, random snacks. Many nights, nobody slept. We played mini hoop basketball in the bunkhouse, wiffle ball in the hallway, dodgeball until somebody yelled, "Lights out!" Even then, whisper games and jokes kept going until the sun started creeping in through the windows. It was one giant, week-long sleepover with kids who all loved the same thing: baseball. And for me, this wasn't just about playing games. It was about proving to myself that I could be away from home, handle my own stuff, and still show up ready to compete. Because the villain at Cooperstown isn't a person. It's temptation. Temptation to stay up all night. Temptation to live on sugar. Temptation to forget that you're not just there to mess around. You're there to play the best baseball of your life. All-Star Village, where pins become treasure. The second park is called All-Star Village. It's not as big as Dreams Park, but it's just as amazing. About 80 teams, around 15 fields. Same style of bunkhouses. Plus, this one had a pool, and this really cool thing we all looked forward to. The Village Mall, where all the pin trading happens. Every team brings custom pins. Little wearable pieces of art with their team name, logo, colors, mascots. Some glow, some spin, some sparkle. Kids come from all over the country and sometimes other parts of the world, wearing lanyards packed with pins and hunting for the rarest, coolest ones. You might trade 3 of your simple team pins for one rare pin from a team everybody's talking about. It's like turning baseball into a treasure hunt. Brace up for an impact. A new sticky word is here: memory pin. A memory pin is a tiny piece of metal that reminds you of a huge moment in your life. Friends, games, late nights, inside jokes. When I look at my Cooperstown pins now, they're not just souvenirs. They're memory pins. I can almost smell the fresh cut grass, hear the crack of the bat, feel the nerves in my chest before big games. A month in heaven. Here's where my Cooperstown story gets extra wild. Most kids go for 1 week with one team. I was fortunate. I got invited to play for more than one team, a different team each week. So instead of just 1 week, I got about a month of Cooperstown. That meant new teammates every week, new coaches, new lineups, new friendships, new chances to win or lose. Some weeks we won a lot. Some weeks we lost tough games that hurt. I hit a bunch of home runs. I learned new dugout chants. I heard new accents and stories from kids who lived in totally different parts of the country. It was like traveling the United States without ever leaving the ballpark. And then there was that game. We were facing the top team in the tournament, a squad from San Diego, California. Everybody knew their name. They were stacked. Pitching, hitting, defense, everything was elite. I got the ball. I took the mound. First pitch, strike. Second batter, ground out. Third batter, strikeout. 1 inning, 2 innings, 3, 4, 5. 5 innings, no hits. A no-hitter for 5 innings against the best team in the tournament, on one of the biggest stages a 12-year-old can dream of. Hold on, here's another sticky word. Cooperstown moment. A Cooperstown moment is one of those rare times in your life where everything you've practiced finally shows up when it counts the most. That was one of my Cooperstown moments. Not because I was perfect, but because I trusted all the years of work that got me there. Every rainy day sports store session, every late night practice, every tournament on the road, we didn't win every game that month. I didn't pitch perfect every outing, but that game, I'll remember forever.
Why Cooperstown matters. If you're an 11 or 12-year-old listening to this, let me speak directly to you for a second. Cooperstown isn't just about fields, pins, and bunkhouses. It's about learning to live away from your parents for more than a night, managing your own sleep, food, and focus, performing under pressure in front of crowds, making friends fast and saying goodbye just as fast. It's its own little world, a mini training camp for life. Parents, if your kid ever gets the chance to go and you can make it work, I'd seriously consider it. It's not just a baseball trip, it's a growth trip.
SmartFast Self-Assessment, Cooperstown Edition. Picture your version of Cooperstown. Maybe it's not baseball. Maybe it's a dance camp, a coding camp, a music festival, or a big tournament in your sport. Ask yourself, 1. If I got invited to something big like Cooperstown, what would scare me the most? Being away from home, the competition, or the pressure? 2. What excites me the most about something like that? Friends, the challenge, the experience? 3. Am I willing to do the hard work before that moment, so I'm ready when my Cooperstown moment shows up? There are no wrong answers, just honest ones. Notes, app, action, task. My Cooperstown. Open a new note and title it My Cooperstown. Write down 1. My Cooperstown place. What's the one place, event, or experience that would feel like baseball heaven for me? It doesn't have to be baseball. 2. What I need to do now. What's one thing I can start doing this month to get closer to that opportunity? Practice more, join a team, ask a coach for help? 3. Who I need on my team. Who are 3 people who could help me get there? Parent, coach, friend, teacher, mentor? If you're 11 and someone offers you a shot at Cooperstown or anything like it, take it if you can. You'll be tired, you'll be tested, you might be a little homesick, and you'll probably have some of the best moments of your life. For me, Cooperstown wasn't just where I played baseball, it was where I proved to myself that I could step into a bigger world and belong there. And that lesson, it follows you long after the last pin trade and the last out. I fended off the Vidiot in exchange for the best time of my life. Cooperstown, just like the Vidiot, it follows you into everything you do next. Chapter 7. I refused to become a Vidiot. My dad made up this new word, Vidiot. Here's a sticky word for you, Vidiot. A Vidiot is what happens when video games and screens start controlling you, instead of you controlling them. You're not an idiot, unless the screen addiction behavior turns you into one. I liked video games, I played them, I still do sometimes, but I started noticing something scary. Some of my friends were getting totally sucked in. Actually, most of my friends were getting sucked in. They stopped going outside, they stopped playing sports, they stopped meeting new people in real life. All their adventures happened on a screen. All their wins were digital. My dad said, if you play too many games, you'll turn into a Vidiot, a screen-based antisocial kid who doesn't know how to fit in anywhere. At first I laughed. Then I looked around, and I realized he was kind of right. Many of my friends were disappearing. They only called when they wanted to go online and play, so I made myself a promise. I would use screens, but I would not belong to them. That's why I love being outside, playing baseball, basketball, ping pong, pickleball, football, soccer, especially riding bikes. Some days I ride 25 miles away and find new adventure everywhere. I wanted real sweat, real teammates, real sunlight. Hold on, a new sticky word is here. Screen-free learning. Screen-free learning is when you learn by listening, moving, and doing, without your eyes glued to a screen. Later, I'd turn that idea into the reason behind my whole learning system. We'll get to that.
Parents, the Vidiot is a villain all of us are fighting. Not your child, not you, the gaming patterns. The algorithm designed to consume them at an average of 6.2 hours a day. That's not that bad until you do the math. It's 22,063 hours a year. The real problem is not the time wasted. It's the physical and mental damage that screen games cause. Jake created an entire book addressing the problem. Here's a gentle suggestion. Instead of saying, you're addicted to your phone, try saying, let's team up against the Vidiot together. What boundaries can we design as a team? Kids need allies, not enemies. Jake didn't just escape the Vidiot, he outran him onto baseball fields across America. Next stop, New York, Tennessee, Georgia, and beyond.
Chapter 8. I hit a home run for Team Cuba and got in trouble for it. By second grade, baseball had taken over most of my weekends. We traveled for tournaments New York, Tennessee, Georgia, and more. I played in elite events, USSSA, perfect game at the majors level. My teams won over 35 tournaments. I had great coaching, great teammates, great competition. One of the wildest moments was the World Baseball Derby. I got to play for Team Cuba for my first international event. The tournament organizer, a friend of our family, recruited me to play for Team Cuba my first year. In the championship game, I hit a base-clearing home run that basically won the tournament for our team. We beat Dominican Republic 3-2, and I scored on the last at bat for a walk-off home run. Crowd goes crazy. Teammates celebrate. I'm on top of the world. We get the trophy, and then some coaches got cranky. They said it wasn't fair that I played for Cuba because I'm not from Cuba. They said we were cheating. They said I shouldn't be allowed unless I'm Cuban. So that was the last time I played for Team Cuba. The next year, I played 12U for Team USA, and we lost the championship to Venezuela. But guess what? I wouldn't trade either experience. Playing for Cuba was a real challenge. Half the time, I didn't even understand what coaches or teammates were saying because of the language difference. I just learned by watching, listening, and playing. It was baseball. I knew what to do, hit the ball, but it was different. I was in a different locker room, an international one. Heads up, it's time for a sticky word. The sticky word is global locker room. The global locker room is what I call it when sports bring kids from all over the world together to compete, learn, and grow. Sports teach more than how to win a game. They teach how to lose with your head up. They teach how to work with people who are not like you. They teach you that failure is really just fuel. That's a future skill.
Parents, here's something powerful. Sports are not just about scholarships or trophies. They're laboratories for character, teamwork, resilience, emotional control, leadership. If your kid is on the fence about quitting sports at 13 like so many others, maybe ask this. Is there a way to keep the parts you love and change the parts you hate?
Smart Fast Self-Assessment. 1. Are you playing any sport or activity that stretches you? 2. If you quit, what would you lose besides the game itself? Friends, confidence, fitness? 3. Is there a way to change teams, roles, or levels instead of quitting everything? Notes app action task 5. Note title: My stay in the game plan. Write one sport or activity that builds your character. One thing that's hard about it. One change that could make it more fun or sustainable.
Jake was learning that the world could feel unfair even when you were winning. But another question was forming in his mind. If school is old, and sports are powerful, and screens are tricky and potentially addictive, what should education look like now? That question would change everything.
Chapter 9. I'm building the school that might replace school. Let me be super clear before every parent listening panics. Right now, you still need to do your best in school, but I believe school, as we know it, is going to change massively. Here's why. The internet changed the world. Smartphones changed the world. Artificial intelligence is changing the world again. Most of our parents went to school before all of these were invented, but most schools are still teaching like it's 200 years ago. I heard a stat once that said over 63% of the jobs we'll apply for in the future don't even exist yet. So how are we supposed to prepare for that future using systems built for the past? That's why my dad and I started building something new. A global edutainment platform for kids like us. Listen up. A sticky word is coming your way. The sticky word is edutainment. Edutainment is education plus entertainment. You learn, but it feels like a game or a story, not a boring lecture. We created Fearless and Free, a program teaching life skills to help you become the best version of yourself. Health maps, how to avoid illness, Stay healthy and strong with simple, powerful hacks into habits. Stay in the game. Why sports are important and movement matters so much for your future. Life maps. My favorite. Designing a lifestyle that fits who you are, like my dad did for me. Biz Builder. Coming later to teach kids like you how to start and run real businesses. This program is us documenting every step we have taken to start and run JakeyMac.com. Here's the most important of all. We also developed screen-free learning with interactive gamified audiobooks. You hit play, you look away, you walk, move, ride your bike, or clean your room while you learn. You can even learn while you sleep. Yes, you heard that right. I have an entire book that teaches you how to learn faster, and I show you how. We use SMS text challenges, WhatsApp, and a global leaderboard so you can compete with friends, teammates, even parents and grandparents, regardless of where they live. I created it as a phone-based learning system because even homeless people have phones. I even filed a patent on the concept when I was 12. We have 3 patents pending. Not because I want to own learning, because I want to protect something that could help millions of kids worldwide.
Parents, this is the part where I want you to hear hope, not fear. No matter how old your kid's school system is, you can add future skills at home. Audio learning while they move, real conversations about social skills, money, relationships, mental health, letting them build projects, not just chase grades. Education is no longer locked in school buildings. It's in earbuds. It's in tribes. It's in JakeyMac's movements and on Discord worldwide. It's designed with safety in mind and compliant at every level.
Smart Fast Self-Assessment. 1. Do you mostly learn for tests or for life? 2. What topic do you wish school would teach you that it doesn't? 3. Would you be excited to learn that topic through stories, games, and challenges? Notes App Action Task 6. Note Title: My Real Life Subjects. Write down 3 things you deeply want to learn that school doesn't teach well, like how to handle stress, how to build great friendships, how to use AI in a smart way, how to have better friendships, how to start a small business. These are clues to your future.
All of this would have been enough for one kid. But then something unexpected happened. The United Nations called.
Chapter 10. A 12-year-old and a real prince got the only standing ovations. This past summer, I was selected as the United Nations USA delegate for the Youth for Human Rights 19th Annual Summit in New York City. Embassy delegates from 136 countries came to talk about how to improve human rights in their country. I was the youngest person there by about 20 years. I was 12. The delegate who introduced me for my speech was a 32-year-old doctor from Bangladesh. She was royalty level and very impressive. I was just me, a kid from Treasure Island who likes baseball and solving real-world problems. My speech was called The Game of World Peace. Guess what? We've got a sticky word for you. The sticky word is World Peace Game. The World Peace Game is the idea of turning peace into a global game where everyone plays, learns, and earns XP points for actions that create more peace. I asked, what if peace was a game and everyone had to play? Using AI and my dad's help, I designed a game concept that teaches people about peace in a way that's actually fun, not just a boring lecture. When I finished speaking, something happened I did not expect. Everyone stood up. A standing ovation. There were only 2 standing ovations that entire week. One was for a real prince from India. The other was for me. Not because I was the best speaker. He was. I was nervous. My hands shook. It was because I brought a solution to a problem, not just a request for help. Afterward, I was invited to come to a dozen countries to speak international about my peace solution. All of that because I took a shot. I created Smart Fast Mini Mentor series for you because I want you to take your shot.
Kids, your age is not your limit. Your age is your advantage. Adults are tired. They're used to things just being the way they are. You are not. You have extremely creative imaginations that can and will change the world. Parents, your kid might be this kind of kid. The world is starving for hopeful, brave, creative solutions from young minds.
Smart, fast self assessment. 1. Have you ever held back sharing an idea because you thought, I'm too young? 2. If you shared it anyway, what's the worst thing that could happen? 3. What's the best thing that could happen? Notes app action task 7. Note title My Shot. Write one idea you've been too scared to share. One person you could share it with this week, the date you'll do it. So now you know a lot about my story. But my story isn't the point. I didn't create this for me. The point, this is our story. It's time to talk about our tribe. Chapter 11. This is not my channel, it's ours. I'm not building all of this just for me. I'm building it for you, for your friends, for kids who feel invisible, stressed, or stuck, for the kids who need help and have nobody they can talk to, for the kids who want to be a part of something bigger than all of us. That's why I created something a little bit crazy. My dad told me I was crazy. It's called the Creative Crew. Hey, listen, here comes a sticky word. The sticky word is Creative Crew. The Creative Crew is our tribe of motivated and creative kids with wild imaginations who send in ideas for book titles, lessons, courses, stories, and merch designs. Everyone is welcome to participate. Anyone can join if you have an idea for a story, a lesson you wish you had, a course you'd love to take, a hoodie design you'd actually wear. If your idea gets used, you earn special credits, I'll gift you free stuff. T-shirts, hoodies, books, courses, maybe even tickets to one of my live events where you can come on stage with me. The crew is made of kids from anywhere in the world. You are rewarded for helping build this movement together, and you get to put your personal signature on it. Because this is our tribe, not mine.
Parents, this is the part where we shift from audience to movement. Guess what? We've got a sticky word for you. The sticky word is movement. A movement is a group of people who share a story about the future, help each other grow, and take massive action together. We are building a movement of kids and parents who value character over clout, learn with their ears and hearts, not just their eyes on screens. Refuse to let their story be written by fear, boredom, or old systems. Won't let status, economic advantage, or money stop them. Respect their fellow tribesmen and lift them up when they need support.
Smart, fast self assessment. 1. Do you have at least one friend who wants to grow, not just scroll? 2. Do you want to be part of a tribe that actually cares about your future? 3. Are you willing to share this with someone who needs it? Notes app action task 8. Note title My Tribe. Write down 3 friends who might need this tribe: kids without a dad, kids without money, kids feeling alone, kids in tough schools, kids with big dreams and no roadmap or coaches to help them advance. Send at least one of them this message or link when you're done listening. Before we close, let's give you something practical: a quick assessment and a 4-question workbook you can use to follow your passion. Quick passion assessment. Smart fast style. Answer 1 to 5 for each, where 1 equals strongly no, 2 equals no, 3 equals neutral, 4 equals yes, and 5 equals strongly yes. 1. I have at least one thing I love doing so much I lose track of time. 2. I can name at least one problem in the world that really bothers me. 3. I believe I can learn almost anything if I'm given time, tools, and support. 4. I have at least one adult or older person who actually believes in me. 5. I'm willing to take small, brave actions even when I'm scared. If you scored 20 to 25, your passion engine is already running. Now you need strategy. 10 to 19, you're in discovery mode. Perfect place to be. Below 10, you're not broken, you're just early. Keep listening. Keep exploring. Your spark is still loading. 4-question mini workbook, designed for your notes app or as a fillable PDF later.
This is your Follow Your Passion Starter Kit. You can pause after each question and write, or come back later.
Workbook question 1. What lights me up? Write your answer to what do I love doing so much that I lose track of time? List at least 3 things. They can be playing sports, drawing, helping younger kids, making people laugh, solving puzzles, editing videos, writing stories. Nothing is too small.
Workbook question 2. What bothers me enough to fix? Write your answer to what is one problem in the world that bothers me so much I wish I could fix it? Examples: bullying, homelessness, loneliness, boring education, pollution, animal cruelty. This is your problem clue.
Workbook question 3. What tools do I already have? What skills, experiences, or advantages do I already have that could help me with that problem? Maybe you are good at talking to people, are organized, understand tech, are good with younger kids, can draw or design, are brave enough to speak up. This is your toolkit clue.
Workbook question 4. What's my next hero move? Listen up. A sticky word is coming your way. The sticky word is hero move. A hero move is a small, brave action that moves you closer to your dream, even if you're scared. What is one tiny hero move I can take in the next 7 days toward the life I want? Examples: tell a parent or mentor about your idea, join a team or club, start a simple project, send one email, learn one new skill on YouTube or with an audiobook. Write the exact day and time you'll do it. Then do it.
Closing. The movement invite. So now you know more about me. The kid from Treasure Island whose dad designed his life to be there for him. The baby who swam at 6 months and typed like a madman at 4. The pitcher who threw so hard some parents were scared to let their kids play. The kid who tried to solve homelessness with shipping containers. The YouTuber whose viral channel quietly died. The athlete who played for Team Cuba and Team USA. The builder of an edutainment platform for kids. The 12-year-old who spoke at the United Nations about world peace. The kid who stepped up to help kids all over the world instead of himself. But what matters most is you. I want you to believe this. We are the kids who will change the world. Not someday. Now. Not perfectly, but bravely. If you want to be part of this, here's what to do next. 1. Subscribe wherever you're listening so you never miss an episode. 2. Bring a friend, especially that one who we all know who needs this the most. 3. Join the tribe. Connect with us, join the creative crew when it opens. Jump into the challenges. 4. Use the workbook you just started. Your answers are not homework, they're a roadmap. I don't want to be just a voice in your earbuds. I want to meet you at live events, at sports games, in your DMs, through your ideas, and in the impact you make where you live. I'll fail a million more times. You will too. Some days I'll still be Mr. Magoo, stumbling through life. But here's the difference. We'll have each other. We'll have this tribe. We'll have this movement.
Parents, thank you for listening all the way through. You are not behind. Your child is not broken. You're both in the middle of your story, not the end. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to stay in the game with them.
Let's grow together. Let's learn while we move. Let's learn while we sleep. Let's build lives that fit who we really are. Thanks for listening. I'm JakeyMac, and this is just the beginning of our story. We are going to change the world and have fun doing it.